We are live. We are live officially.
Okay.
Hey guys, we have two people in the building. So,
Hello.
thank you guys for coming in. Um, so Jade, I'm gonna start with you. Thank you so much for being my guest and for
You know now.
the uh, while we wait for people to come in, I was just gonna, ask you some questions. As
Okay.
you know now, when you enter UK, when we got to the UK, we were part of the people that did not land a job like this. I
Yeah,
am
it
too. I
it
didn't
took
get
me
a
well.
job on time. Yeah. Hi, Victoria. Thank you for coming in. Good evening. Hi, Eva. Eve. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right. Thank you guys for joining in. So we're gonna be having like a live um like talk about job and sponsorship because from the little knowledge I have gathered, and there are some mistakes, and I know I've seen some people's CV, and some things is not right. So at the end of towards the end of this live, I'm going to share with you an event that is coming up for job seekers. So if you are a job seeker currently in the UK, or maybe you just arrived the UK, you're looking for a job, just kindly stay till the end. I'm going to share this event with you. It's happening on Wednesday. I'm going to be there live and direct. If you want to talk to me personally, you get to see me personally there. So first, Jade here is my guest. She is one of the amazing, talented people that migrated from Nigeria to the UK via the Global Talent Visa. I'm sure you've seen her on my channel a couple of times. Like, she's my girl, my G.
Yeah.
So when Jade got to the UK, it wasn't easier for her to get a job. So she's gonna share her experience and what she has learned, and being the fact that while she was in Nigeria, she was actually like part of the people that employ you employ people, and sometimes you have this experience of knowing what kind of candidates I want to pick and sponsorship jobs. So I'll leave you to introduce yourself, Jade, and
Hello.
I'll leave the link here in case you want to call in so that you can join the conversation.
Okay. So my name is Jade Sola. I am a product manager working in fintech here in the UK. I migrated to the UK back in February of 2021. So February last year was when I moved in. And just like Faith said, it took me about 6 months to sign my first contract. And but then there's so many factors. Not everyone has that kind of experience, to be honest. And I think that depending on the industry you're trying to get into as well, the interview process may be different for different industries. So there are roles that you may want to go for that you only need one interview and then you're in. The role I was looking for takes a minimum of 3 to 4 stages of interview. So it was never going to be fast anyway. So you could interview over a 2 month period for each role. So that was sort of like the role I was looking for. I was trying to get into product management. So I kind of had an idea that it might not be as fast, but the number of interviews that you do before you get that first yes, it may be long as well. So, and people may also drop off at different stages. So even though you know that, okay, you're doing 4 stages, for example, you keep progressing and then you're dropping off in like maybe even the fourth stage, which is the final stage, which I had a lot of that when I was interviewing. But just back to like the beginning of my story. So like Faith said, so I had like my own fintech startups back in Nigeria. So I used to employ people. But when I moved to the UK, I knew that I had not done any interview literally since maybe 2011 or 12 was the last time I sat in front of somebody that anybody was interviewing me for a job. So I definitely knew I was going to be rusty, like
We
trying
have a
to.
guest. Sorry for cutting you. We have a guest in the building. OJ,
Okay.
right? If you don't mind,
All right.
oh, you left. Why? Guys, feel free to call in and cut us off, cut us short whenever you're ready. But while you're still trying to join in, we're still going to share some story with you. And trust me, Jadisola is packed with information. So sorry. So Jade, sorry for cutting you short,
And
but
that's all right.
when people call in, I'm just going to add them to the screen for them to give us their, yeah, join the
Yeah.
conversation. Hi, Anthony. Thank you so
Hello.
much for joining the live. Can you hear us?
I think it's frozen.
Hi. Yeah, it's frozen. Please, StreamYard likes strong network. Hi, Anthony. Can you hear us? Make sure your network is very strong, or else you won't be able to participate. You can call us to ask questions and also to contribute. Hi, Anthony. Can you hear us? Okay.
Yes, I can hear
I'm
you. Hey,
move
Faith.
you. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you can hear us, right?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Okay.
Hi, Jade.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, my name is Anthony from Nigeria. I
Nice to
basically,
meet you, Anthony.
yeah, so I'm employed. I work with Olam Nigeria Limited.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So are you thinking of coming to the UK, migrating to the UK anytime soon?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Are you planning on migrating to the UK anytime soon?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So do you have any question or contribution?
I'm looking at migrating via the job route, having a sponsorship job to the UK. I currently
Okay.
work as a data analyst and also a
Oh,
product owner with Olam.
Jade is here for you. You guys are in the same industry. You know. I mean,
So
I'm
Oh,
so
I don't
glad I
really?
know
brought you in
what I
on.
don't know what Olam does though. It sounds like you're in the food industry. Am I correct?
I didn't get that. Sorry.
Is Olam in the food industry or tech? I don't think I've heard of.
Yes, Olam is not a tech industry. It's actually is an agricultural export industry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So, but they have yeah, they also have a part that does fast fast moving consumer goods.
okay.
Okay, so I help them automate that process rather than having the conventional old sales process where somebody is going to sell, is signing a paper and taking note of the stores. So that process is automated. So there's a software. So invariably, what we have done is to automate that sales process. So yes, Olam is not a tech-led company, but we are using technology to support the business. And I heard that part of Olam. So we actually
Okay.
have this. Yeah.
Okay. So I can share my experience, of like interviewing, and how like you're meant to like prepare your CV. So one of the things that I've seen with people's CVs, especially product people that have reviewed their CV, is that there is no they're not able to demonstrate the experience that they have in product management, for example. So you're talking about automating a process, which I would imagine that it's something you can use as your experience with working with a software product. Now if you build that software, it would be nice for you to show that. But if you're only managing a software that was used or that is being used by a company, it's a different way that you have to monitor your CV. Sorry, I need to did I just say monitor your CV. Let me just put my phone on silent mode. Sorry for that distraction. Yeah, so you have to think about for product people here, they're looking for people who have experience of building softwares, people who have worked with developers, um, people who have the experience of maybe building something from start to finish. Now, if you don't have that, you need to be able to word your CV in a way that even the parts where you're lacking, it's not as obvious Another way you can look at it is they want you to have like product management keywords in there, right? So if you're not using like industry standard keywords in your CV, it will not really show the kind of experience that you have. So for product, for example, like you need to have, like if you want to be a product owner, right? They want to hear or see things like the Scrum meetings that you have to facilitate. They want to know that you're able to facilitate some of those Scrum meetings. So I would advise you to maybe check out as much as you can in terms of like Scrum meetings, like refinements, sessions. So if you have those kind of keywords and you've actually done them before, it will be easier for you to sell your skills. But there's so much more to that. I have so many videos on my YouTube channel on how to get into product management, or even sharing my CD as well. So feel free to go to my channel and get more details on that. I don't know if I've been able to help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
sure,
you,
sure.
Jade. That was amazing. Yeah, Anthony, I was gonna ask, have you been applying for jobs in the UK with sponsorship, and how have you been doing that? So I would know if you're doing it the right way. Cause I recently started working in a recruitment firm, and it's not I'm not a recruiter officially, but at least I get some insights and to know what job seekers are doing wrong, and knowing that currently in the UK there's high demand for talent. And the problem, I feel like there's a problem, there's like a gap. Like job seekers are looking for talent, but they're finding it hard to find talent. Why talent are finding it hard to secure a job? So I think there's a problem somewhere. Either one person is not searching hard enough, or one person is not presenting themselves good enough, which Jade already spoke about your CV. Which is like your CV is like the mirror. You're the only That's the first thing anyone gets to see even before they get to call you, to even know that, oh, this person is like this person, you know. So I want to know how you've been searching for jobs. Guys, I know like it's not just for tech, it's for every industry. So I've been reading some comments, and you can call in to ask your question or add your contribution, and I'll explain the whole process. I mean, we'll talk about the tips and tricks while we are having people on. So feel free to call in. So I want to ask, like, how have you been applying for your jobs?
Oh, okay. So I've been using Indeed, especially. I go through the the job. I actually do a search of the job that are related to what I do. I try to read through it to see if I meet the requirement, and then I apply. So normally, the challenge I always have is when they ask, "Do you have legal right to work in the UK?" Of course, obviously, it's a no. So I I I try to be as truthful as possible to say, okay, no. Yes, it has been difficult because I mean, every now and then you open your mail and you see, oh, we have gone through your CV. Unfortunately, you are blah blah blah. Unfortunately, and but that notwithstanding, I'm still putting. So I use Indeed. I also use LinkedIn. I also recently I started adding recruiters in that space where I want to work. And like Jade said, I have those keywords on my CV because I've actually done a Scrum training. So the sprint meetings, the I can use Jira very well, as in, and I can write user stories. I can gather requirements. So most of those things are stuff that I can do. I can differentiate between functional requirements and non-functional requirements. I I understand user criteria. I understand user story, how to prioritize user story, how to groom them. So most of those things are things. Yes, initially before now, because I've been working for 5 years on that project. Initially, it was just okay. We want to do this, get it done. It was not as I didn't used to work on it like using the agile methodology because it was just okay. We need to build this, and this. We didn't follow, but right now I've been able to enroll in the training. So when it comes to daily stand up and all of that, it's something that I conduct with my team. It's something that I work on. It's something that I know I can do, and I'm confident about doing them.
So maybe
Especially
you
the
want to
Okay.
check for tech companies that actually sponsor
Yeah.
candidates to the UK. You may find better, at least you know if your CV is working uh, very well, if you're applying
yeah,
to companies that can potentially invite you for an interview. So it, you know, you have to be truthful anyways, because if you're not truthful, you need, yeah, at the end of the day,
absolutely.
even if you get the job, you're still going to come back to square one. So I would say maybe target tech companies that
Yeah.
sponsor candidates. I know Amazon, for example, they are big on sponsoring candidates, but getting into Amazon is also a different kettle of fish in itself.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you can obviously check for companies that are able to sponsor you to the UK. And if you've been in tech for a long time, uh, but just based on what you've described, Olam is not a product-led technology company. I would have said maybe you
Absolutely.
want to explore the global talent visa
Global talent
Yeah.
visa.
as well.
Yeah. So I looked at
Okay.
that also, but I mean, like I said, Olam is not a. I've looked at it. I looked at. I could get all the requirements, but um, the only stuff that I could not meet is that Olam is not a tech-led company, not a product-led
Yeah,
company. So
it's going
that's
to be
just,
hard.
yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
really hard.
So
I
I
had
mean,
this,
you've started the right track. Being on LinkedIn is good, but another thing you need to do is you need to leave your CV on this website, because sometimes on this website, like LinkedIn, Indeed, all those job sites, they are huge. So most times employers go to this website and tell them like, okay, I don't want to post jobs. I just need you to send me CVs on list of candidates who have this experience, who are in health, who are in tech. So this most times this company will just send list of people names, email to this company, and they will just send like email to you like, there's this job opening, would you be ready to apply? So sometimes leave your CV on those websites so you get daily notification. Anyway, so we keep this very short and straightforward. I'm going to I'm sure we've answered all your questions so that we can
yeah,
just go
sure,
straight to the point so that other
sure.
people can participate. I'm sorry, guys. Those of you watching, I'm sorry. You can drop your comments in this comment section, and if you have if you have any question you want to ask us, leave it in the comment section if you don't feel comfortable coming live. But myself and um Jade Salah will, will answer all your questions. So if you have any question you are not comfortable coming live, kindly drop it in the session. So George said, I thought this live was supposed to help us secure visa sponsorship jobs in the UK. I think the info should be passed across first before the calls start coming in. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the simple and short of the information is Jade is going to go through with you guys most important part, which is CV. She's quite very, very aware. Recently, she worked on my CV, and that helped me to land a job. To be honest, I mean, I moved from getting one email like, okay, we moved to the next stage, to getting like three and four. Are you interested in this job? I'm like, Jade, what did you do to my CV? So she was quite good with CV, and there's something she spoke to me about CV that something I didn't know of. How yours sometimes people focus on the format, how the CV look like, the design is good for your design to be good, but sometimes I mean the word, like you said. So I'll let Jade talk a little bit about CV, and if you still want to call in, feel free to cut us. And yeah, Jade.
Yeah. Okay, so as with any job, whether you're looking for sponsorship or not, the things I'm sharing obviously will work both ways, because I think the first thing is the way I've seen it, a lot of people filter themselves out of certain jobs. That's like the first thing. So they will read job descriptions and then will automatically say that they don't qualify. Yeah, there's some obvious roles that you absolutely don't qualify for. For example, if I see a job that they're looking for a doctor, if I go and apply for that, I already know I don't qualify for that. But there are times that, there are roles where we ourselves, we're scared to apply for it because we think that we don't meet 100% of those roles. And I can tell you that my first job, the role I applied for was not the role that I was hired for. But if I didn't apply for that role, right, they wouldn't have, employed me for the other role that I eventually got. So that's like one thing when I think about like how people even start to apply for jobs. The other part is the CV. And the way I see the CV, because I've reviewed a lot of people's CVs, trying to get a job here in the UK, there's so many things that I see on the CV. Faye talked about format, but one of the things that I see is lack of context. So you're working in Nigeria and you're trying to apply to a job in the UK, and the job that you have done, whoever is reading your CV cannot understand like the context of how you've done it. I'll give you an example. So when I was doing my interviews, I used to talk to them about cash on delivery for e-commerce in Nigeria. When you're talking e-commerce, everybody understands how Amazon delivers here. It's like nobody sees you really. Once you place your order, you pay online, and then they can drop it outside your house or drop it with your concierge. Nobody's exchanging cash. So when you're trying to now do your CV, when you're done cash on delivery for e-commerce, right, you need to give them context in a way that you can paint the problem that you're trying to solve or that you solved to whoever is reading your CV, right? So there could be a machine filtering out keywords in your CV. There could be an actual human being reading your CV, but you want to be ready for both. So that's why I'm talking about context. The other part I talked about is the a lot of people's CVs that I've seen, they're like job descriptions. Things like I answered customers' phone calls, right? Okay, great. So when you answered customers' phone calls, how did that, like, what was the impact of the calls that you were answering? But if you start to add metrics like the number of calls that you take every day, the nature of the calls, and the impact of the problem that you're solving, right? It starts to make a lot more sense. We have to give people an idea of like the I'm not saying lie and exaggerate the things that you've done, but people need to be able to quantify what you've done. So if you've led a team before, hey, if it's that only two people were under you, right? Or if you say something like, oh, I led a team of 7 developers, 1 designer, and this and that, it gives them an idea of how large was the company, how large was the project, or whatever thing that you did. So those are things that I see that is missing in a lot of people's CVs. And your CV literally is like the gateway. It's like the first thing that anyone is looking at before they even start to say they want to call you for an interview, right?
Hi, Dami. Sorry for cutting you. We have a guest here. Dami, if you can hear us, can you turn on your camera and remove yourself from mute and tell us why you're calling today? And so while Janitor talk about CV, Dami has left. While you talk about CV, after you finish talking about CV, I'm going to share with you guys tips on what employers are looking for that you guys have no idea of. And because of this comments I just saw here, Blessing said, I want to relocate to the UK with my family. We are a family of 3. I studied history and international study. I am open to any job. That is a problem. The UK does not work like this. The moment you start understanding how the UK job market works, trust me, you will stop getting less of, unfortunately, you would not be frustrated. Like you won't be applying for certain jobs, or you won't be applying for, you can't just get any job. You have to have experience. First of all, these companies, do you know that for a company to bring you to the UK, they spend average of like £4,000 for one
Very
single candidate?
expensive. Yeah.
So they pay for COS and they pay for skill surcharge. So that skill surcharge is for as long as your visa is valid for. So if your visa is valid for 3 years, this company will have to pay the skill surcharge for 3 years. So why do you think a company will spend roughly £4,000, which is in naira would be like almost 3 million, right? Or Yeah, I think so. Why would you think a company would spend almost 3 to 4 million for one single person to come and work for them if the person is not worth it? So you need to understand all of that. It is expensive for this company to bring you into the UK. It's not about you getting the job. You might get. I know someone who got a job from Nigeria. I mean, the person did the whole interview process, passed and got the job, but the person made a mistake, did not confirm if this company has sponsorship. It was when they like, oh yeah, resume next week one day. And the guy was like, I'm not in the UK, I need sponsorship. I mean, the company were like, they don't offer sponsorship because
Yeah.
they can't. And if you know the UK very well, they don't, these people, they don't like spending money like that. It has to be worth it. So, Jade, you were talking about the CV. Please, once you call in, please make call in when you are ready to talk. Please let me not be cutting Jade off when she's in the middle of explaining very vital information to you guys. So Jade, I'll let you continue now.
So another thing that I've seen with people's CV, especially Nigerians, is that some of them still include like their personal data on their CV. So
Yeah.
like your age, your leave it alone, right? Leave it alone. As a matter of fact, yeah, at a point I removed Nigeria from my CV. Uh, so just to remove any form of bias, right? So, but if someone calls me, I would say, hey, yes, I was abroad. Abroad, I'm in the UK.
That's
Nigeria is
smart.
abroad, right? So that's what I would say. Yes, I was working abroad. My experience
Smart.
is abroad. So I'm not limiting myself. So remove personal details like your age, your gender, your marital
Yeah.
status, your house address, your street name. Remove those things. Put your location and your if you're in Nigeria, it could be Lagos, Nigeria. If you're here in the UK, just put your city. And you also want to put your LinkedIn information that are relevant to your job. No one has ever asked me for my age, right? But if there are barriers to entry, like they want someone that is young, the moment you put 1976 on your CV, it will automatically just filter you out, right? So there's so many things that some people have tried. I'm not saying that they are biased towards like certain ethnic
They
names,
are,
right?
Jade.
So like my
Can't
name,
be.
my name is a very strong name, Jade Sola. So my CV has Jade on it. At least I can still funkify my name somehow. I don't know if that works, right?
It
But
works.
as much as possible, anything that is going to create any kind of bias to even get you through to somebody even reaching out to you in the first place, you want to make sure that it's not your CV. Sometimes it's even
Yeah.
advisable for you to remove the year that you graduated from your university off of your CV, because someone can actually do the maths. If this person graduated in year 2000, this person can be this age and all those kind of things. So remove anything that can, be used to
Like
discriminate
discriminate
against
too.
you. Yeah, if
Yeah.
there's anything like that. But on the other side, I don't want anyone to like focus on, oh, they always discriminate, because really the honest truth is if you merit
No,
the job, they will give it to
you get
you.
her.
At least that's one, at least that is my experience. I don't have a broad degree. I don't have UK work experience. The first one I had was after I moved, and I actually got a very fantastic offer as well. So those are some of the things that I've seen in people's CV. Uh, Industry keywords, I mentioned that earlier. If you are trying to look for a job in nursing or project management, or sorry guys, I work in tech, so if my examples are a lot in tech, please just pardon me. You want to make sure that you're speaking the lingo, right? So you're not using very pedestrian languages all over your CV. You're using industry languages that they can connect with. And the easiest way to do this sometimes, if you Google like CV format, for example, for that role in the UK. So let's say, for example, you say data analyst UK CV, right? If you Google that and you check like 10 CVs, you will see correlation in certain keywords that are common amongst the two. So even if you're not familiar with like terminologies or keywords or languages for those industries in the country that you're trying to go into, you can find this information online. So, for example, in the UK here, they hire a lot of product owners, right? Whereas in the US, they like to use the word product managers a lot. You need to understand like the role of a product owner versus the role of a product manager, to understand the kind of languages that would fit into how the US is looking at you if you're a product manager versus if you're a product owner. Those things are like the context of those roles are very different. So these are some of the things that I would say from CVs that I've seen. Those are like the top mistakes that I see in people's CVs that I think that it doesn't even help them to even get through the door to even start to get interviewed for the job.
So Damilola said that I met several recruiters. The issue now is that none of them want to sponsor a fresh graduate for data science role.
So let me tell you this, yeah. In tech, they want people with experience. And how do you get the experience if they don't give you the opportunity, right? So
Yeah,
that's
it's so weird.
that's where the challenge is. It's some sort of like a chicken and egg situation, right? So for most fresh graduates that get into tech here in the UK, I know a lot of them go through internships, right? So they go through internships with big tech companies, and usually they have openings. So Google, Microsoft, Facebook, I think Amazon as well. They always do like
Yeah.
this graduate internship programs where they would hire people. It's usually paid internships, and then they will test you out over a period of time, maybe in different uh, roles and positions within the company, and that's like the gateway for a lot of fresh graduates. It's usually like when companies have like a program to groom people from start. So that's like how I know that a lot of like fresh graduates have gotten roles. The other part would be try and get as much experience as you can so that you have something to show on your CV as well. So you can maybe join tech startups or any company in Nigeria. I would say startups. It's easier to enter a startup as a fresh graduate in Nigeria. They are always looking for cheap labor. Uh, but don't look at it as, yes, you are the only one that knows what you're trying to do. You're trying to go and get the experience. And once you get the experience, nobody can take that away from you. So don't don't shy away from even getting those experiences in Nigeria so that you can now use that as leverage to apply for sponsorship roles abroad. Another thing that you may do as well is if you're actually really, really good, and you can set up a profile for yourself on websites like Fiverr or Upwork, and get yourself to do some work to gain the experience, right? So that you can add that to your CV. And hopefully you are not going to be looking like a greenhorn when a recruiter is talking to you.
Yeah, okay. So Michael and Taiwo Ola, Michael Chukwuemeka and Udi George, they all want you to review their CV. Do you want to drop your email? Jade Tola do review CV, but it's not free, guys. She's
Oh,
so good. Like I need her to like she it's because the kind of work she puts into reviewing your CV, trust me, I told you guys when she reviewed my CV, I started getting calls. I mean, I had to turn off my LinkedIn profile and be like, I'm not looking for jobs. I have to take down that CV because Jade, even when I got the job, I was still getting calls. Now recruiters were the one reaching out to me. Oh,
yeah,
Faith, we love your CV. Want you to come and work. So Deborah said, I am currently studying digital business management in the UK. Can I get sponsorship? Like what you mentioned earlier, you need to go through internship. Yes, of course you can get sponsorship, but while you're doing your digital marketing management in the UK, you can find all these companies. You're already in the UK, which means you have
yeah,
tons of opportunity here right now. to be able to land that sponsorship job, so you can start that internship. What I'm going to say that from my own side of working in a recruitment firm, because I don't work for candidates, I work for the business aspect. Businesses looking for talent. What I've learned is that one thing, there were things you were mentioning for the CV. Please, guys, if there's a way you can limit the kind of information on your CV, do it. I know, no, I'm not saying people discriminate. I am not, because some of those information you just boldly put on your CV are information that they seek permission in the UK to ask you whether are you happy to disclose your age,
Yeah.
your marital status, your sexuality. They ask for permission before they can get, so because they feel like this is personal, you can't just give it away. So do not just put it out there. I remember one time that I know of a guy's story who was looking for a job in the UK, and because of his name, he had to change his name to an English name and remove so many things that would link him up to, his country. And he started getting calls. So
Yeah.
sometimes the truth is, um most times these people would want someone in the UK. So first, the reason some companies want people already in that country you're looking for a job, for example, is because it's cheaper. It's
Yeah.
cheaper to hire a local.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number one. Number two is because um like they are in, like, when you hire local, most of your employees are people based in that country. The government is like happy, you're employing local is cheaper for you, cost effective. You don't have to pay the salary requirements. You guys know that if you need to sponsor someone, there's a certain salary requirement that the person needs to meet, and the
Yeah.
average salary requirements in the UK for entry level or senior role, they have certain amounts for how much they want to pay. If you yourself, you're a company, would you rather hire someone from overseas and pay more, or look for someone local and pay less? That's another thing you need to know. Companies are trying their best to save costs as much as possible. But right now, because there's staff shortage in the UK due to the Brexit, and there's a lot of jobs opening now, employers, they don't care. They want to do anything possible to get that talent. So that is where you come in. And I keep saying, like, the only thing that employer gets to see or know is your CV. Your CV should be like I don't know how to explain it, but your CV should be the only thing you should focus on. Hi, Folake. Is it Ganyat? I have done courses on data science. Do you think the project I've done can serve as an experience for me in this field? Okay, we're going to come back to that question. I need to let you know that also experience matters a whole lot.
Yeah.
So, like, if you are getting a job in the UK that involves sponsorship, trust me, if you have not worked before in that particular role, do not even bother applying for that job. You're just going to be wasting your time. So we need to know that even though UK are short of staff, they are not stupid to just bring in anybody. They have a lot of protection. Like, if you're working there are some businesses, if you're working in, they have this thing they call, is it protection, law protection, all of those things. So
Yeah.
companies are really scared not to hire someone that does not know the job to come and cause trouble for them, because their license will be seized, and so many things that goes on into employment. Secondly, when a company should hire you in the UK, they cannot just sack you. There is this workers' right. Workers, you as an employee, you have rights. You can sue these companies. So these companies would not hire you if they don't, like, they have to know that
Yeah.
you're worth the risk, because they don't want to lose their license. So they need to know that you know the job, you follow instructions. Why do you think they send personality test quiz to you? Before I got my job, I was sent a personality quiz. Most times, sometimes before they even take you to the interview stage, you have to take a personality quiz. They want to know your personality. They want to know you're someone that listens to instruction. They want to know that you're someone that if they say do this, you will do it that way. You will not just go and I know what I'm doing.
There's a flip
So
side to that as well. So, personality test sometimes when they think about the team you're going to be working in, right? If everybody on the team, sometimes they're looking for diversity as well, right? If everybody on the team is, let me use alpha for example, is an alpha, right? That team,
Yeah.
they're going to be having a lot of like frictions, so they want a bit of balance. And it was one of the things I was going to mention, but usually like during interview stages, especially the very first stage and the last stage, a lot of the things they're looking for is your personality. Who are you? Who is this person like outside their CV, right? Can this person fit into the existing team? Is this going to be a problem?
Yeah.
If, for example, they want you to come and lead a team, they're going to be looking at different qualities in how you're speaking, in the things you've done before, in your personality, to know that if they have troublemakers that you're going to be leading, for example, they want to know that you have the stamina to deal with those kind of people. So they're
Yeah.
checking all those things. And it's very important that you understand some of the things that they're going to be looking for based on what the role may entail. Sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that point makes sense because it's something they call team. Like, I remember when I started work and they gave us a project, me and my team, and I was like, "Can I go and do it on my own?" And my manager was like, Faith, yeah, no, we would love you to work on this project as a team." In my head, I'm like, "This team are slowing me down." Like I just feel like for me then I just want to just like I want to do this to see if I can do it on my own if it's good enough. But like you said, team working in a team environment is very, very important to these people. You need to know how to work like with people. And that's one great thing I've learned. Like, yeah, is I love it now working in when you work in teams like you guys just get the job done. So Olayinka said lovely content phase. The aspect my name aspect though, almost everyone in my organization, NHS have just their first name and surname on their ID. They added my middle name Christiana to mine. So that's the thing, like so people are removing their anything that is gonna relate them to. Okay. Yesterday said, please, do you think project management have good prospects in terms of sponsorship? Also, I would like to ask how much it costs for a CV review and LinkedIn review from Jade Solar. So up
Hmm.
to you.
Okay, so first of all, to your first question, project management, I think is one of the most sought after roles as well in tech for the most part. So I think, yes, you should be able to get roles or at least sponsorship jobs for this is a product again, project management as well. So I think that is fine. To your next question, so I am now thinking as we've been on this call, I have a feeling that most of the people that might be on this call might be Nigerians from in Nigeria, right? I charge in pounds and it might come up to a bit too much. So maybe what I can do is maybe after this live, I will share a link with Faith with a 50% discount for anyone who's on this live, and it would only probably be open for a short period of time. I'll get paid to give you the details. But that will now come down to £50 for CV. I do charge £100 for CV review. So I can do £50 for anyone who's interested. I will share the link with Faith to share with you if you're interested. I'll be happy to help you look at your CV. All right.
I think maybe you should drop your email. What? So someone said,
Okay.
can Jade, yeah, email handle or something they can
So
reach you.
I don't
So
know. Can you type it here? I don't know how to type. I'm not.
okay, let me type since you're using the phone. Yeah,
Oh, I
spell it.
think I can
Oh,
actually
you
type
can. Yeah, you
it.
can type. Okay, so
Ah.
Olayinka said, I don't know why they added my middle name, but they call me Olayinka. I got my job from Nigeria. Oh, that's amazing. I got my job from Nigeria as a biomedical scientist. I moved to the UK last month. Woo, congrats, girl. I'm so proud of you. I mean, I have a lot of people who want to migrate to the UK via the biomedical route. And that is why it is important to um I'm so happy for you. So you need to come and share your story. Anyway, watching from South Africa. Nadia, I don't know if I can pronounce that right. Thank you so much for watching. And somebody said, Olatunde said, I am a medical laboratory scientist. I have UK license from my profession with HCPC. I have applied on NHS job, did several interview, but their their response was unfortunately. I mean, that's sad. You have UK license. That is like right now NHS are really recruiting.
Yeah, they're
I
short
know
staff.
someone. Yeah, like if you check the news, NHS, you maybe you should try NHS Scotland because I made a video where I talk about that the NHS Scotland, they are massively recruiting overseas. They're even focusing on overseas candidates, like they want healthcare workers, like so you can try Scotland, NHS Scotland, and hopefully something will go well. Sandra said
Another
I'm
thing
here
that
because
maybe
of
you
Jade
should
Salah.
try. What did you say?
Sandra said I'm here because of Jade Salafe. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm guessing it's your friend. I don't know.
Okay,
So
what's his name?
we have a guest, Daisy.
Okay.
Daisy, can you hear us? Can you see us? Can you unmute yourself? Don't be shy, guys. Come on. This is supposed to be a conversation zone. We're almost getting to the end of this live, so please, guys, come on. Daisy, we are here. Can you unmute yourself? You're mute. You're on mute. In case you're trying to talk, you're on mute. We can't hear you. So if you can unmute yourself and talk while we wait for Adeze. What were you saying, Jade?
Yeah, so I was going to say that if it's getting a lot of like rejection, you want to start to ask for feedback. So one of the things that I used to do on my interviews is my last question. So once they ask, do you have any question? And I ask all the questions, my final question would always be to ask for feedback right there. Sometimes some of them may feel a bit shy, but a lot of the unfortunately that I get after those interviews, somehow I've I get an inkling that I'm going to get that from the feedback they're giving me, right? So you want to know exactly why you're getting rejected so that you can know the things to work on. And the moment I started to get some of those feedback, I knew where I needed to step up, and then subsequent interviews were fine. So it's another thing that you want to do. Don't be shy. Just ask them for feedback. You can say, "Oh, is there anything that you think that you want me to maybe shed more light on? Is there any reason why you think that I would not be qualified for this role?" Is so you can phrase the question in a way that they will give you a bit of feedback on why you may or may not be getting the role as well. So, and if you get the email, you can still email them to see if they can give you feedback so that you can know the things to work on.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, getting feedback is very important. Sometimes they even give you without you asking, boys. If you need that feedback, it helps you to understand what these people are looking for. So Deborah said, can I also start a certification in project management while I am currently studying digital business management to boost my CV?
So I have a this thing about certifications, right? Certifications are good, but I think that certifications are worthless without experience. So, and I don't have any certification in case anybody is wondering. I have focused more on my experience, but I know that there are certain roles, even like project management, sometimes they want people who have, I think, PMP. There's, I don't know if this is American or if it's universal, CAPM certification. There's some roles that may specifically ask for some of these certifications, but a lot of the times it is how you sell your experience to them. Those are the things that are more important. A lot of them might put certifications are nice to have, but they're not necessarily mandatory at the end of the day.
Welcome back, Adeze. I hope you're going to say something now. Hi,
Hello,
Adeze.
can you hear
Hi,
me?
thank you for joining. Yeah, we can hear
Hello.
you.
Okay. Sorry, this place is dark and there's no light, so I can't really turn my camera because
Oh,
it's not stable.
yeah, it's alright. It's unfortunate. Thank you for calling in, though. So,
Sure.
what's your question or your contribution?
Yes, the my question is the job. thing you're talking about, is it only for healthcare people or like general?
It's general. We're talking about like general job with sponsorship, like how you can, I mean, set yourself apart from every other person. That's why Jadesla was talking more about the CV, because obviously the CV is what they get to see first before they get to interview you. And if you don't have so much personal information on your CV, it's sort of, you just focus on your experience and your work, what you've done. I think it gives you a better chance. Like sometimes it's not like I'm saying you should lie, but I just feel sometimes like your location does not even matter. Just put your CV there with just your job, everything you've done. Let them call you and be like, "Oh, we like your CV." Then you tell them, "Oh, I need sponsorship." So after going through that stretch, they might be like, "Okay, either yes or no," but at least you get a chance for them to call you first.
Okay, so where can I find like good CV formats? Because I've been applying for a lot of jobs in UK, and I've not been getting any like response.
Okay, so if you're looking for formats, right? So don't focus on formats, right? Although I would say use the simplest format. Don't do colors. Don't add
Sorry, the network
pictures.
is bad. I can't really make out what you're saying.
Hello, can you hear
Sorry.
me?
I don't know why it's breaking.
Hello.
If this is going to be on your channel, right? So maybe I'll
Yeah.
just leave the
Okay.
information. So what I was trying to say is I've actually lost my train of thought. Remove you know pictures or any personal information. Focus on making sure that you have what you did and the impact of what you did as those individual points on your CV for each of the companies that you've worked at. Another thing is that there are times that people have very irrelevant experiences. So, for someone like me, I have about 13 years work experience. There are some jobs that I've done that are like maybe, I don't know, maybe 11 years old. That what I did in those roles are not very important. Try to keep your CV with just put relevant information on your CV, the job roles that are very relevant. So don't just say because you've done XYZ, you lump everything in your CV and then it won't make sense. So just pick the relevant experiences. If everything that you've done is relevant, that is fine. If you have some irrelevant things, you also want to look at the number of pages that you have on your CV as well to make sure that anyone who's reading it is basically just focusing on the things that make sense to the role they're trying to hire you for. So don't focus on any specific format. Focus on the content and the quality of the content in your CV in terms of the things you've done, how you did them, and the impact that they made on your company. I think we have
Oh,
two
Okay.
okay.
So I
people.
did hope you got that. Yeah. Okay. So okay. By the way, if you want Jade to like evaluate your CV, you can always send. I already sent her an email. So Adekunle, thank you for joining the live. Um, hi, can we see you or can we hear you? Adekunle, are you there? Or is it our? Oh, I can't pronounce it. You know what? I'm just gonna shut up.
Yeah.
If you can hear, so I can really pronounce the Adekunle. I don't know. Can you pronounce the first one? Yeah, Yoruba Jade.
Yeah, but so it looks like our room, but I don't know the intonation on it. So yeah.
Oh, there's different intonation.
Yeah.
Adekunle,
So
can you hear us? Adeze, is
Yeah.
there anything else
Yeah.
you want?
Yes. For the you said if I want to get my CV evaluated, what do I do?
well, you can
Yeah.
send an email to me. I shared my email already.
Where?
Uh
It's in the comment.
yeah.
Well, I can't see anything.
Okay. Ngozi made a very. I'm gonna leave the link again. I'm gonna leave her email address down again. I just left it in the comment section. You guys can email Jade at jade1486@gmail.com. JD. I don't know. That your email is just not
Let's
professional.
not talk about it yet. Oh, we should actually talk about this, right? If you have an email that looks like my email, please go and open a proper one, right? I
Yeah.
was from that era of, Y2K Slim Shady 14 something something at yahoo.com at gmail.com. So yes, I don't
Yeah,
use
please guys
this.
get a professional email address. Like if possible, just get your name,
Yeah.
maybe your name and something. You can add a number, but let it be professional. Thank you. Not don't follow this one, JD.
Use
I
a
don't know.
variation of your name. Yes. Thank you. That's actually quite interesting. I think another thing that we need to talk about, right? Because yes, we're talking about CV a lot, is the actual interview. What I've noticed with a lot of like Nigerians, is the way we used to interview back in Nigeria is very serious. It's like you're seated like this, you're wearing very
The
corporate
number.
cloth. It's almost like, please hire me kind of body language that we present. Whereas it's very relaxed type of interview that they do here. They are more
Yeah.
interested in like chatting with you, in understanding with you. So when they are asking you questions, don't give monosyllable answers and just stop. Extend it, make your personality show. I realized that the first stages of interviews, two of them that I dropped out of, it was because I was very serious. I was like
Yeah.
uptight like this. The moment I switched it, I could smile, I could laugh, I could tease them. Like for example, someone is saying, "Oh, I like your hair." I'm like, "Yeah, it's black magic." We laugh. It's like an icebreaker. Everybody's calm. Even if I have nerves, just having some of those bands just allows you to like calm down, and then you can now just discuss your experience with people. Now, one of the things about interviews here, or even just getting a job here, is that it's a two-way street. The company, if you realize your first stage of interview, bulk of it, the hiring manager, whoever is talking to you, is selling the company to you. They're telling you the stats of the company, how long they've been in whatever, their diversity,
Yeah.
the
True.
things they do, their products and whatever. They're giving you information about the company to say, yes, you should go with us. And on this in
Yeah.
the same light, you have to be doing the same. You're both selling to yourself. So when they get to that
Yeah.
stage where they're saying, do you have any
Why
questions for
should you?
us? Right?
Yeah.
You want to have a lot of
A
questions.
question.
At least
Mm-hmm.
have
Important.
some generic questions that you will always ask. You will go with any company, then have some company specific questions. But you find that sometimes a lot of people don't do a lot of research about the company or the product before they go for an interview. So by the time they're done with the interview and they say, "Oh, do you have any question for us?" They just say, um, no, they don't have it. So from looking at the company's website, from researching the CEOs of the company, so I do this one a lot. I would go
Yeah,
and
I
type
was gonna
in
mention that. You go to
CEO
the
this
extreme.
company. I will now look
I
for
don't.
any content, any newspaper articles that they featured the CEO, any YouTube video where the CEO has spoken. By the time I am in that interview, you will think that I'm working in that company because I'm regurgitating the things about their product and how the CEO has been selling them to whoever I'm speaking with. And it sounds like, oh, okay, this person actually knows what they're saying. So you need to do a lot of research. Glassdoor is another place that you also need to be familiar with. So on Glassdoor, people put reviews of the companies, how the company culture works. The CEO of the company, they will do a review. But more importantly, sometimes there are interview questions that people put on there. Oh, I interviewed for this role, accounting. These
And
are the
this is what
questions
they
they
are.
asked me in stage one, in stage two, in the final stage.
Very
People also
important.
talk about the salaries. And I've seen a lot of Nigerians lowball themselves because they are very desperate for a company to sponsor them. So they don't even know the industry standard. It's just more like, oh, and sometimes they do conversion to Naira. Somebody has offered you a certain amount, you do the conversion to Naira, and then you're like, yes, I'm just going to come in. And then you now realize, although that those kind of information may be hard to find, but you may find out that the people that you're doing the same job, which is very common, you guys are not all earning the same amount, right? So you need to do a lot of research so that you're able to, demand what you're worth, to also understand the companies that you're trying to work for, or even find some kind of like, expo in terms of like interview questions for the interviews that you're going to go to.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
somebody asked one very important question. Sorry for cutting you. Like gaps in CV, and also before we go into that, like Jade was saying, you need to research these people maybe before the interview. Please do it and don't be creepy. Do it in the sense that don't be creepy. Is that don't use your personal LinkedIn page and go and be checking out your interviewer. It's gonna be creepy because if they are using premium, they are going to see you. They will see you. So most times when I research, maybe if I've been scheduled for an interview, if I want to research the people who are going to interview me, I use my partner's phone, or I look for someone else's LinkedIn page that is not my own and go and do all my
But I
research.
don't think they will mind, though,
It's
Faith.
creepy.
I
Jade
don't
is
think they will mind.
creepy.
They expect you to check them out. Because when they check you out, you would also receive the notification that somebody in this company or something has checked your profile. So hey, we're both looking at ourselves. But I get what you're saying, right? I may not probably go and add them as friends on LinkedIn or as a connection on LinkedIn until after the interview if I feel like, hey,
Yeah,
there's
don't
something,
add them as friends,
right?
please. Don't
Just
add them
research
as friends.
them, check out, maybe the roles they've done in the past, and yeah, just engage with them a lot more when you're
Yeah,
talking to them. Sometimes some of them will even share like personal, um, maybe not, maybe that's not the right word, but information like how long they've been with the company with you, and you can
yeah,
use
they
that as
do.
a talking point, right? So why did you leave where you were working? Why did you join this company? How long have you been here? What are the things that you enjoy about working here? Just engage them, as much as you can, and they'll give you as much information as they can as well.
So Ngozi said, which is very important, like if you put the relevant job on your CV that creates gap, like especially like yeah, you need to have explanation for gaps on your CV. So what
Okay.
do you say?
So if you have actual gaps, so you have irrelevant information. If you don't have a gap, you can put it there, right? But try to, and it goes back to being able to craft um your CV to suit the role. So when they say tailor your CV, if you've done customer service before, for example, you can use your customer service CV for different things. I'll give you an example. I used to run a buy now, pay later fintech startup in Nigeria. There is no customer service person that has worked on my team that has not gone to work with a lending company. So if you're familiar with names like Red Money or whatever, they leave the company and then they're able to go there, right? And when those people are doing their CV, what I expect is that because they're exposed to vetting people who want to access credits because they're buying something to pay later, right? They're going to tweak their CV from answering calls to vetting customers who want to take credit, right? Those are the things that you are expected to do inside the things that you've done in your role. There would be things that would match the role that you're applying for, right? And these are some of the things that you can use on your CV. So it may not be completely irrelevant. It may mean that you need to reword those things to suit the job that you're applying for, basically.
Okay, yeah. So guys, I said I was
Oh
going
yeah,
to.
I
I'm
was
going to
going to
take
talk
you
about
guys
gaps.
down now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to talk about gaps. Now, if you have a gap in your CV, you want to explain it before they ask you, right? And there are people that have gaps when they didn't work at all. There are people that have gaps where they did some volunteer jobs and everything. You can include some of those things and again, word them in a way that it suits things that maybe they require from your role. But let's say, for example, you took a maternity break, right? You can put that on your CV. And there are ways you can word those things. Career break for family leave, right? And you put a short summary. I took a career break to take care of my family or whatever. And it's acceptable in this part of the world, to be honest, that when you have a career break and you're able to explain it, right? Before they even ask you. And you can word it in a way that there's even like job description in there. I think I'll find a format that I can also maybe share with anyone who has career break as well, that you can use to describe whatever thing that you were doing during your career break. Even if you were traveling the world, you can put that in there as the reason why you took that career break. And it's explainable, right? They don't, especially in the world of like post-COVID era, people are able to explain a lot of the gaps in their CV, whether they were laid off, whether they took family leave, whether they were ill, whether they were traveling the world, whatever thing they were doing, they're able to put that on their CV.
Okay. So thank you so much, Jade. We're coming to the end of this live. So I'm gonna share with you guys an event happening in the UK in London. So if you are watching this live and you're currently in the UK, maybe you're looking
Am I
for a job,
invited?
you don't need a job. And you need a job. Like if you're new in the UK, you're looking for a job. Please know that you need to be able to work full time. So if you're a student, this might not be relevant to you because so it's like a recruitment event. It's gonna be an event where recruiters come to like pick, okay, yeah, I want you, yeah, I want you. So I'm gonna be sharing. The event is on Wednesday. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there live and direct. So this event is organized and hosted by the recruiter that got me this job in partnership with Total Jobs, and of course, you know Total Jobs. So it's just like a recruitment event. So I'm talking about this because the recruiter that got me my job, my new job, she's the one hosting this event, and she hosts it in different areas in the UK, Manchester, London, all of that. So this one will be on Wednesday, and I'm going to be there. So let me, you guys should ignore my. I'm going to share my screen now. It's weird, but you guys, you guys should ignore.
What?
So sorry, I sent it to. I don't know why I'm showing you my chart, but hey. Okay, so this is it. Can you all see my screen? Jade, can you see my screen?
I can see your screen. It's really tiny, but yes.
Really?
Yes, because I'm on my
Okay, let me zoom.
phone. Yeah.
Okay, let me zoom in. It's fine now, right? Okay. So free event, location, Total Jobs London, SE1 0TA. So if you is October the 26th, which is 1:30 to 6:30 p.m. I'm definitely not going to be there to 6:30, but I'm going to be there from 1:30 to maybe like 4. So if you want to see me, you have to come early. So it is she who involves. So this event is basically like a culture, a diversity event. So, you know, most companies in the UK right now are trying to be culturally diverse in the sense that they want to hire people from other communities like black, um Latino, I don't know. They just want their company to be culturally diverse, and sometimes some companies be like they want women, some be like they want women for the role. So all of that, they're trying to be as inclusive as possible. So it's more like an event to hire like culturally diverse people. So this is a conference and recruitment event. There's going to be like a live workshop. There's going to be like a fire chart, like real tools for women who wants to involve. So also, if you're looking for job in tech, sales, customer experience, or other industry, come ready to meet the hiring managers looking to recruit. So for you to register for the event, if you want to attend, please you need to visit www.theosgroup.co to attend, and like you need to like register so that it will make space for more people who want to come. So that is that's basically the event happening. I just feel like it's an opportunity that you get to meet like a live recruiter, and you get to have a conversation with them one on one, tell them, oh, I would love to work in your company, or it's just going to be a fun event to relax. So it's not like you're tense. And also, if you want to be interviewed on that day, please come with your CV, and also notify them in the when you're registering that you would like to be interviewed. So you can, after the event, you can get interview and hopefully land a job. So that is everything. Stop sharing now.
That's
Yay! So that is it for the event. So if you're living in the UK, you're in London and you're looking for a job, come on that event. I hope it happens. Oh, please, when is Manchester taking place? I don't know about Manchester because I'm in London. I focus on the to like be part of the London one, but I don't know. I'm just gonna check. I'll check. Maybe check the registration link. I think I have to. I think I should post the link here. I don't know. Did you guys got the whole link to register? Let me post the website where you can register. Is there a way I can send pictures in this chat? I don't know. StreamYard does not allow that. Let me see if I can get the website. So is www.theosgroup dot the so I'm posting the website where you can register for the events now, and it's also on my Instagram page in case you want to go there. So you can just sign up and attend the live event. Please, guys, I would love to see you all. If you're coming to the London office, it's in London Blackfairs, so we get to see each other, and hopefully I'll see how it goes. I recently got interviewed by a recruiter in Australia. I got turned off because I don't have a US social security number. According to him, I merited the position but can't do otherwise. Oh, what kind of role is that? That's bright. Some roles, actually, there are some roles that you cannot apply, you cannot work, they can't recruit and oversee candidate. There are some jobs that is meant for only the locals. So sometimes don't just you need to know the jobs that are only for those in that country, because or if you have PR or you're a permanent resident, that is when you can apply for such jobs, because they wouldn't want to bring an overseas person to. I think it's HRMC. You have to be a resident in the UK for you to get such role. So Akin said, "Wow, I missed the living live UK on Tuesday. Oh, I missed this living UK on Tuesday. Whoa, why are you leaving? Cyber security. Oh yeah, Bright, you can't get it. You can't get that those kind of roles. You cannot get it if you are not a citizen of that country. So yeah, those are some kind jobs that you cannot get, unfortunately, because they it's a very sensitive role to just give to someone who is not a citizen. So yeah, cybersecurity role you cannot get it if you're not a resident of that country. Oh, so sorry. So Ola Paula said, "Can Jade help to review my CV?" Yeah, I left. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna drop her email again for the last time before we call this live. Okay, so you guys, if you want Jade is like she's good with CV. I don't know. She takes her time. It took how many weeks did you use to review my CV?
It wasn't
She's so
weeks. Come on. it was like yeah, I think it was like the
like
next day.
3 days.
Yeah, some
Uh,
like two
she
days. Yeah,
takes her
that.
time, and trust me, it works because her CV landed me this role that I'm working now. And guys, I'm still like I will try and be sharing job links. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Faith or Johnny, so that I'm going to resume posting jobs. I'll try and focus on jobs with visa sponsorship, and also yeah, I think jobs with visa sponsorship, so that you guys um can get something. I'm trying my best to help as much as I can. So Jay, do you have any final advice for people before
uh
we go off?
So I'll just say, like, just keep at it. I know it can be a bit frustrating when you're trying to, jackpot, and the options they look like they're limited, but just keep at it. Another thing you can do in the meantime is keep a brag book. A lot of us, when we're trying to do our CV, we can't even remember the things we've done, right? Keep a brag book of the things that you're doing, where you're working, and the impact, so that when you want to do your CV, it's easier for you to start to pick out relevant things that you've done and the impact of those things. So, but again, all the best in trying to get a sponsorship visa, and we're looking forward to welcoming you to the UK if you're not yet here. Yeah, and thanks
Yeah.
for having me,
I'm
Faith.
looking forward. Yeah, I'm so happy because I really, really want to help as much as people as I can. But again, if you don't have the experience, it will be so difficult. And I think somebody was advising me I should start like a mentorship program to help people, land a job. And I feel like this will help a lot of people starting a mentorship program to help them. But I'm still thinking about it. I don't know if I have that time so that we can have like a one-on-one talk, see your CV, see what is going on, what you're not doing right. Because trust, it's not easy to get a job in the UK, to be honest, guys. It is not easy. You need to you need to be someone that does not give up. If not that, it's gonna, even while we that we're in the UK, it takes it takes us a lot of time to get a job. So Sonia said, I heard that Home Office is revoking healthcare company license. They have info. Do you have info on that? Yes, I do. So like you know what they call modern slavery, or when companies are taking advantage of workers. So recently um most care companies are sort of like extorting, is it exploiting migrants. You will see them drafting very horrible contracts telling you that if you want to leave the company, you have to pay back some money, which is illegal. So Home Office are finding this out. There's a lot of investigation going on different um home um home care. So they are revoking a lot of license. So you need to be careful the care jobs you're applying to, because right now they are exploiting migrants, which is so unfair. And I like the job that the Home Office is doing for New Zealand. The way the government have done their sponsorship program, it will be so hard for companies to exploit migrants, because everything has to go through the government. So, but Home Office just is giving everybody go ahead to recruit. They are now taking advantage, collecting people's money. So, yeah, it is true. I think I have a list of some care company that they've revoked their license. I think last time I checked, the list was like 15. I don't know.
Wow.
So yeah, yeah, it's sad. Like, I'm surprised. So it's becoming something else. And when you see the kind of when they bring people from overseas, the way they are treating them, Jade,
Yeah.
is so heartbreaking. They'll put them in an apartment, cold room. They will not put on heater for them. You know how winter is crazy. People be sleeping on the floor. Those ones they'll be like, we'll give you accommodation and all of that. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are investigating a lot of care homes. So yeah, it is true. So guys, please post sponsorship for project management role as well. There's a lot of sponsorship jobs for project management. I'm seeing that. Like, guys, you need to check. I don't know. You need to do your research. Like, have like an Excel sheet. Look for top tech companies you would love to work with, and check their career page. It's one of those. But I'll post jobs with sponsorship. I would resume, but just not now. But because I want to do it in a way that when I'm posting the job, it's just that more people before people start applying for it, you'll be like the first people to apply. So it's gonna be recent jobs. So I'll do my best. Yeah. Hi Faith. Website wasn't showing on Google either way. Oh, okay. So sorry. I don't know. Maybe you should just check the Us group or something. Google it or something. But check my Instagram page, and I'll maybe you can send me an email. I'll link you up with I'll get the link from the lady and send it to you directly. So, guys, thank you so much for joining this live. It was fun. I think we should do this more often.
Yeah, I
so,
think so too. I had fun.
yeah, I would leave Jade email address for the last time so that you guys can send her an email to help you with your CV. um Trust me, I will tell you that I would like I would give anything to have the best CV, because these people don't get to see you. Your CV is what speaks for you. So, and also, if you're applying for jobs, try to leave your CV on the website, like for example Indeed, or upload your CV on Indeed and turn on notification, like newsletter, that they should send you jobs relating to this link. Oh, thank you so much, Ahmed, Abisola. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you. Miracle for joining, like, you guys. And George. Olatunde, you guys are amazing. You guys stayed with me from beginning till this end. Ngozi, thank you so much as well. And you guys feel free to send me an email and I'll share some relevant link with you. And it's not going to be an easy process, but I believe with your determination and dedication, we'll get there. We'll get there. So, Queen, thank you so much. And guys, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.